Tensions have been simmering for some time now between Kenya and Somalia over a maritime border dispute. Both countries are laying claim to the 100,000 square kilometers territory in the Indian Ocean, with Kenya accusing Somalia of auctioning oil blocks from the area. Both countries have taken measures against each other. Kenya has banned unaccompanied aircrafts from Somalia and changed visa rules, while Somalia announced it would ban its officials from attending meetings in Nairobi. This part started in 2014 when Somalia sued Kenya at the International Court of Justice at The Hague for unlawful operations in her maritime territory. Let's discuss this further, and we're joined here in studio by Dr. Hassan Hanenje. He is the director of the Horn Institute Kenya. He's here, of course, in our Nairobi studio. So what really is the genesis of this spat between these two countries?
The genesis came, as you just indicated, with the auctioning, or at least alleged auctioning, of some oil blocks over an unresolved maritime border between Kenya and Somalia. Now, this is an area that Kenya has proclaimed as its exclusive economic zone, I think, since 1979. And so, because of the failure with regard to the negotiations over how the boundary was going to be delineated, I think Somalia decided to go ahead and auction some oil blocks, and therefore that infuriated Nairobi.
Are there external factors fueling this spat?
Yeah, certainly. Of course, we know that the alleged auctioning of the oil blocks were done largely to foreign companies. So in fact, well, we will not be surprised if some of the countries are actually behind these companies. And as we know, geopolitics, energy is the mother of geopolitics today. And what we have seen, especially in the Horn of Africa, is playing out increasingly of course, as not just within the large Horn of Africa, but as it connected, let's say, to some of the interests in Europe and in the United States.
And what are the potential risks of this diplomatic standoff?
The potential risks is it's going to affect the security and economic relations that Kenya has in Somalia, which of course in turn is going to affect greatly the common war against AlShabaab and terrorist organizations within the Horn of Africa. And it's not exactly something that is good. It has a destabilizing effect, and I think a negotiated solution is going to be best for both countries and for the region.
Right.
And that is something that needs to be done quickly.
Let's talk about AlShabaab. You mentioned it as one of those potential risks, but what impact does the standoff between these two countries have on the war on AlShabaab?
AlShabaab is happy, of course, when countries do not agree. And because of what is happening, I think they're exploiting the current tensions to regroup. And it's likely to affect, of course, the war against them with the AMISOM, where regional countries have its forces within Somalia. So it's not a very interesting or good scenario for the region and for the bilateral relations between the two countries, which, of course, calls the urgency or makes it urgent for us to resolve that issue quickly.
All right. It's a pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you for coming to studio. Dr. Hassan Hanenje in studio with us.